Thank you everyone for joining us today for our recipe demonstration. My name is Rebecca Antill. I'm the Youth Services Consultant for the South Carolina State Library and one of the project managers for our Read, Eat, Grow Food Literacy Initiative. Today we are going to be making collards. But before we get started, since this is for January, we're at the beginning of a new year, I wanted to read a poem about balance, and this is out of a book called Follow the Recipe. It's poems about imagination, celebration, and cake, which is very important. It's by Marilyn Singer and it's illustrated by Marjorie Priceman. I have a couple of their poetry anthologies that I've used in story times throughout the years, and they're really good. And we're going to read this poem today with permission by the publishers, Dial Books for Young Readers, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. And the poem goes like this. A recipe for balance. Too much water, too much flour, too much sweet, too much sour, too much inside, too much out, too much whisper, too much shout, too much slowness, too much rush, too much rock hard, too much mush, too much nerve, too many fears, too many jokes, too many tears, too much sleepy, too awake, a much too salty chocolate cake. Although sometimes you're bound to fail, keep measuring and use a scale. And that's the end. So I washed my hands before we got started, but since I've touched the book, I'm gonna go ahead and sanitize them again. And we'll jump right into our recipe. So as I mentioned before, today we're making collards. Traditionally, collards are a good New Year's recipe here in the South, and they're usually made with bacon and bacon fat, maybe a ham hock, all the good stuff. I'm not against bacon. I enjoy good bacon on a fairly regular basis. But after the holidays, you may be looking for something that's a little bit less indulgent, but still tasty. So we've got our collards already chopped. I like getting them whole. I like getting them whole from a couple of the different local farms in the area, but it's a very large thing to do on our Charlie cart surface. So today we're just going to use a bag that's already pre-chopped. We've got garlic, nice big garlic bulbs. Some of it is already chopped. We'll do the rest of that. We're going to use some smoked paprika and some liquid smoke to get that depth of flavor. Since we're not using bacon or bacon fat, we're going to saute everything in olive oil and of course a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt to bring out the flavor of the collards. We're going to start out with putting our olive oil in our saute pan. We're using an induction burner and about a tablespoon of olive oil to start. I have the majority of the garlic already chopped. We're going to do the rest of it here. It's a very, it's a small chop, and you could use a garlic press for this as well. I like a lot of garlic, and I don't really care whether it's all uniform or in small pieces. I'll go ahead and add that to the pan. So we're adding our salt with the garlic as it cooks. It helps bring out the flavor a little bit, and this is cooking really good. We just give the garlic a little bit of a head start, again, to bring that flavor out a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and start throwing in handfuls of collards. And collards are like a lot of other greens. They start out really fluffy and they cook down a lot. So I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna call it like 4 to 5 handfuls, which is probably about 5 or 6 cups. But once this cooks down, it's going to look like hardly anything. And give this another stir so our garlic doesn't get too warm. There we go. And then we're going to add another tablespoon of olive oil. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now we've got that good noise going on. And we're gonna put in our smoked paprika which is different from regular paprika. Either one works, but since we're going for that smoky flavor without the bacon, I chose to use the smoked paprika. And then we've got liquid smoke as well. Don't need a whole lot of this. It comes in a little bottle for a reason. You can find it in the condiment aisle at your grocery store. It's usually with the barbecue sauce. And it comes in a couple of different flavors. I really like the pecan, so that's what we're adding in today. And if you were here, you would be able to smell how good this is. And then we're just going to do just a dash of cayenne pepper. Again, I like a little bite, but not a whole lot. So we're gonna add that in. And then these are just going to cook at a low simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll come back and see what they look like. So we've had our collards simmering. On the induction burner, the temperature is about 180. It's a little high, but if you're on a regular conventional oven, you want it to be probably at low, maybe perhaps right in between low and medium. And they've just been cooking down for about 15 minutes. And you can see the color has changed. If you take a bite out of one, there's a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture in your mouth. But what you're going for when you're cooking the collards is the softness of a cooked collard. We've cooked some of the bitterness that would immediately hit your tongue out of it. And our half pot of fluffy green collard pieces has cooked down to just a couple of inches of cooked collards. I would pair these with sausages or with roast beef. You could, I wouldn't necessarily pair them with chicken. I don't like the flavors together, but if you enjoy collards with you put them with whatever your favorite protein is, and enjoy our healthier take on collards for the new year.